Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today let's talk depression. It seems everyone has depression these days, and for good reason. It's been a rough year. Luckily for a lot of people with depression, it will only last a short time. A horrible life-sucking time, but a short time. This depression is classified as situational depression, which is pretty self-explanatory there. But the type of depression I would like to delve into, because it is my first and most common diagnosis, is major depressive disorder. This is only one of many levels of clinical depression, and to say which is lesser or greater would be unfair. To be diagnosed with major depressive disorder, you must have had two of the symptoms within a 2-week period or longer. And they do have you rank the severity of each symptom with never, sometimes, most of the time, and always. And the symptoms are as follows: little interest or pleasure in doing things, feeling down, depressed, or hopeless, trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or sleeping too much, feeling tired or having little energy, poor appetite or overeating, feeling bad about yourself, that you are a failure or that you have let yourself down or your family down. That's like a really big question. Trouble concentrating on things such as reading the newspaper, a common American pastime, or watching television, an actual common American pastime. Moving or speaking so slowly that people may have noticed, or on the other hand, being so fidgety and restless that you have been moving around more than usual. And lastly, thoughts that you would be better off dead or hurting yourself. The cause of major depressive disorder, there are a lot of factors contributing. Genetics can play a role. You may have just been born with a predisposition for sadness. Lucky us. The environment in which you live or have lived, because things in your past can obviously contribute to how you feel in the present. There's also biological factors like chemical things in your brain, and most obviously, there could be psychological factors to this mental illness. I feel like that one's pretty obvious though. The cause of major depressive disorder, there are a variety of factors. Genetics, you may have just been born with the predisposition for sadness. Lucky you. There's the environment in which you currently live or have lived, seeing as your past experiences can add to how you currently feel, strangely enough. And there's also biological or chemical, biological chemical sort of things in your brain. And most obviously, psychological factors for mental illness. Psychological, obviously. To sum it up, this might be your parents' fault. It might be simply a chemical issue in your brain, which, medication might be able to help. And it might just be a severe emotional issue. Anything. It could be anything. Anything can cause depression. So be afraid. Don't actually be afraid. It's not a big deal, because in this day and age, even though there's not a definitive cure, there are a lot of treatments. So many different treatments. A buffet of treatments for depression. Talk therapy will likely be the first option that your doctor suggests. It's a really good option. It's a really good option if you can find the right therapist. And from experience, I have found that not all therapists are created equally. My goodness. But I made an entire video about starting therapy, your first therapy appointment, and I will link it down below. It can be a doozy, but it can be really worth it too. The next thing is medications, which have done a world of good for me, but like unto therapists, There's a lot of trial and error, finding the right medication for your body, or the combination of medications that will work for your body. And it can be a bit frustrating to have to go on something for 2 weeks before it even starts giving any sign of working, and then having to work for another 2 weeks on that, working or not, before you can talk to your doctor about changing your medication, and then you start over with another 2 weeks of getting your body used to it, and then another 2 weeks of, is this gonna work? And if it doesn't, you start over again. But a really good way to combat this frustrating ordeal is to get a genetics test like Genomind. Genomind is a test that they'll send you a kit, and you do some cheek swabs with the cotton swabs they provide, put it all back together, send it off to them. They'll analyze the DNA sample you gave them, and they analyze it, and then they send you all your results online, plus you get a 30-minute consultation with Genomind, and they can break down all your results so that, you know, we, the normal, ordinary people of the world, understand them. And after that, you can send your results to any of your doctors, not just for mental health. This stuff covers everything, and they can get you properly medicated the first time. There are also like several different options that your body is more predispositioned to work with. So it's not like, well, because of your DNA, you can only have this one kind. It's like, no, these 3 should work really well, and this other 3, they have a decent chance of working. Like, they give you a proper breakdown of what works for you, which is really exciting, especially for someone who's been through a lot of different medications, and now I'm on something that works fantastically, and I'm really excited about it because it's exactly what my body asked for. Anyway, if you want to go ahead and purchase a Genomind kit, you can click the link in the description below, and it will take you to a page with a lot more information, and you can purchase straight from there. That is an affiliate link for me, so if you do purchase through it, that helps me out. Moving on to natural remedies. If you're not necessarily a medication person or even a therapy person, you just kind of want to take care of this yourself, there are options. They may work, they may not work. I mean, I've had some work better than others. That's just the game of it. The first one is something I hate to hear, but diet and exercise. Yes, what you put in your body can help with how you feel, with how you treat your body. If you give it exercise, it's gonna feel better. It's not the advice I like to hear, but it's probably the advice I need. Other things are vitamins that you can take. There's St. John's wort, which is more of a seasonal depression aid, but I mean, take what you want, right? There's 5-HTP, vitamins B3, B9, B12. B vitamins are just very happy making, so give those a try. And there are many other treatments that I haven't even mentioned. I mean, there's the eye motion one. I mean, do your research, and I will probably make more videos on some of the more interesting treatments for depression and other mental health illness stuff. But yeah, there are many more. Just gotta look for them. And hey, if you know something that has really worked for you, please comment below. I'm sure everyone could benefit from a few more ideas on how to help ourselves, right? My personal advice from years of experience: get a genetics test. Get a genetics test. Do blood work. Have your doctor do some blood work, see if you have any vitamin deficiencies, iron deficiencies, whatever it is, If there's something that's holding you back in your body, let's get that fixed. Let's not hold you back. And also, get into therapy. Find a good therapist. I am a better Keisha when I'm on antidepressants. I'm a better mother when I have a good therapist to vent to, and also who can give back advice for self-improvement. And I have so much more energy since I had my vitamin B12 deficiency treated. Like, who knew? Who knew that would be a thing that I needed? And now I just take a vitamin every day, a B12 vitamin every day. Depression can be hard to talk about. It feels like people generally don't want to listen to the hard stuff in someone's life. Everyone has their own stuff going on, and so it's hard to feel like, hey, I need to take priority right now because I don't feel right. But the fact is you have to make yourself a priority sometimes. Talk to someone. If it's a friend, if it's a doctor, a therapist is ideal. But talk to someone. Don't go through this all by yourself. And always keep breathing. You can't always, like I've been told many times, choose to be happy. But you can choose to keep living. Always maintain your chance to make that choice. It's going to get better. It may get worse. I'm not going to say that it's only going to get better from now. It may get worse. I'm not going to lie to you. But there are days ahead of you that you need to be here for. I always keep suicide hotlines and those sorts of resources in the description bar below my videos. So please, if that is something you need, go check those out, use them, they're here for you. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for being here. Check the description bar below for Genomind, as well as these fabulous #impulsive teas, and for links to my other mental health content. Remember, keep learning, keep improving, keep trying, and always keep breathing. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.